This is an absolutely amazing business, and you have the chance to get involved in it, a chance to make a difference for these people that have lost everything. They lost the house. Now they're losing the money that's been generated by the sale of their house. And if you don't get involved, you're missing a huge opportunity for yourself. So what I want you to do is click on the button down below and get involved with the system. When you click on the button, you're going to go straight to our order page where you can put in your order and you can get instant access to the system. You're going to get your user ID and password. You get electronic access to the training. Literally, you can be started learning how to do this in 5 minutes. So just go and get signed up. We even have a payment plan if you need that. So go click on the link, go to the order page, and complete what you started. You know this is the right thing to do.
People will tell you if you work really hard, you'll get rich. Don't believe it. If someone stepped up to us and said they had a way for us to make a lot of money fast, odds are we'd listen. Listening doesn't cost anything, unless the person doing the talking is a scammer, and they've now set the hook and may well reel us in. I'm Jim Grinstead, and today we're going to talk about get-rich-quick schemes. That can also be get-poor-quick schemes. I'll begin with Bernie Madoff, but I won't spend a lot of time with him. I talk more about him in an episode called They Should Have Known Better. Madoff, you'll remember, built a pyramid scheme. He started out taking investors' money and using it to lure in other investors with the promise of high returns. He delivered those returns, with money coming in from new investors. Some famous people who should have had savvy financial advisors flocked to invest. And like every pyramid scheme and most multi-level marketing plans, it was bound to collapse. When Madoff's pyramid went down, it went down big, and the investors lost a lot of money really fast. Madoff's scam was a Ponzi scheme. Named after Charles Ponzi, it requires taking money from some suckers to pay other suckers. New investors are always needed to keep the venture moving. In the mid-teens, a Russian scammer set up a Ponzi scheme. He called it MMM Global, and his promises of wealth swept through Africa. The journalism website, The Conversation, said MMM Global unashamedly advertises itself as a scheme whereby new members assist older members by paying a fee to join. Older members are allowed to withdraw money after a certain period of time and receive bonuses for encouraging others to sign up. When it collapsed, investors collectively lost $100 million. For me, this is one venture where the investors truly deserve the title of suckers. The company told them exactly what they were doing, and people still put money into it. Ironically, that openness made it difficult to prosecute the scammers. Perhaps the suckers were too trusting of someone else. Perhaps they should have had more faith in themselves.
Abundance is my birthright, and I claim it. Money comes to me easily and frequently. I am constantly exploring new avenues for success. With each passing day, I am considering new possibilities for my skills and talents. I am open to receiving limitless prosperity. Financial success is my natural state of being.
Well, let's scrape that off our shoes and see what we're talking about here.
Money is my faithful and loyal companion. I am capable of achieving limitless financial success. I am in perfect harmony with abundant riches. I am open to receiving wealth from unexpected sources. I am attracting opportunities to increase my income. I am aligned with the energy of financial prosperity. My tomorrow self will thank me for what I do today.
It's almost like a lullaby, isn't it? There are a raft of these things that you're supposed to listen to every day. And I kid you not, this particular program goes on for more than an hour and a half. It's called The Billionaire's Mindset, and I fail to see how it generates any income. Maybe if you're better rested, you're more productive. Listening is pretty passive, but there are those who believe that passivity is a great way to make money.
The biggest lie young people are told when they're 18, 19 and 20 is money doesn't grow on trees. This process starts in school when we're taught to follow the traditional path of getting a job and a mortgage, which leads to working every hour of the day just to earn enough money to retire at 67 and finally die. Let's be real for a second. Do you think that's how I make $67,257 per week? There is clearly something else going on. And no, I'm not talking about getting a high-paid job or starting a side hustle. To achieve this, you need a way of making money that doesn't rely on you working day in, day out. It's called passive income.
Scammers love passive income schemes. They want people to think they can earn tens of thousands of dollars a month by doing virtually nothing. You've got to ask yourself, if they're so rich, why are they wasting their time doing videos and writing books? That's pretty active stuff for people who want to earn money passively.
Money is my faithful and loyal companion. I am capable of achieving limitless financial success.
Yeah, I forgot about that whole visualization thing. Well, here's a guy who can solve all our problems.
If you just tuned in, you need to put down that remote control. Today we're at this beautiful exclusive resort in Southern California. And people from all across America that are using Jeff Paul's new Shortcuts to Internet Millions system have gathered here to celebrate their amazing financial success. Many of the people you meet today were financially devastated when they started using Jeff's system, and now they're making more money than they ever dreamed of. In just a minute, my co-host Carmen Palumbo will be bringing you some of their exciting stories. But first, let's catch up with the creator of the Shortcuts to Internet Millions system, Mr. Jeff Paul himself, and find out how he discovered his amazing shortcuts to Internet Millions.
As you can imagine, the FTC didn't take kindly to this hype. Here's AI voice Sarah reading from the Huffington Post story about Mr. Jeff Paul.
The Federal Trade Commission announced that it won a hefty court judgment against 4 companies that allegedly defrauded 1 million consumers out of more than $450 million. The alleged scams are frustratingly familiar. A company offers a get-rich-quick scheme that not only fails to deliver, but also hits the buyer with all sorts of hidden fees. In this case, for $39.95, consumers could learn how to make millions in real estate and internet-based deals. A typical consumer can easily, quickly, and magically earn thousands of dollars per week simply by purchasing and using the system. Boasted an infomercial for Jeff Paul's Shortcuts to Internet Millions, one of the 3 infomercial-based scams indicted by the FTC. Except that fewer than 1% of consumers who purchased the system made any profit. But the scam didn't stop there. After purchasing the system, consumers were automatically and unknowingly enrolled in a continuity program that charged an additional $39.95 per month. More than 50,000 consumers paid up to $14,995 for personal coaching services. Nearly all of the consumers who purchased the additional coaching programs lost money.
The FTC sought $450 million in the case.
I want you to stop what you're doing for just a minute and imagine yourself standing on top of a mountain with nothing on your mind except peace, freedom, and financial security.
We know why we're in this business, right? We call ourselves internet marketers, information marketers. We know We're in the results business.
I'm going to share with you how you can get started right now today and have money deposited in your account by tomorrow. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. There's nothing to buy. This is a legitimate work-from-home position.
Now I want you to stop what you're doing for a minute and recognize this is bullshit. It's a get-rich-quick scheme, and everything comes with a price. Often the price is just going to a website and entering your email address.
You build up a list by getting people to opt in to your scammy sales page. Those leads they're like chattel, those aren't people anymore. They're commodities, and they get traded around with no respect at all for like the humanity behind those names.
That's from an episode of Scam Watch, produced by the tech news organization, The Verge. It's on my regular must-read list. The voice was that of Jason Jones, a lawyer from Chicago.
A scammer who's really got his stuff together, once he gets someone into his list, he'll have a series of offers of increasing value so that he can take all that person's money through all of his various info products or coaching things or private clubs or all his whole lineup of upsells.
These are the basics of how get-rich schemes work. They promise you riches by doing nothing or use their ads to gather data to put you on sucker lists used by other scammers. I tell you again, just by doing research on this, I saw more examples of get-rich-quick schemes than I could use. This guy says I can make life-changing money by mailing people money.
I've delivered hundreds of millions of dollars to thousands of people while earning more than a full-time income in the process. Let me explain. One of the many ways your local government earns revenue is through mandated property taxes. And unfortunately, not every property owner is able to pay. For a variety of reasons, thousands of property owners default on their taxes every day. So what happens if they can't pay their real estate taxes? The local government comes in and auctions the property to the public right at the county courthouse or online. Anyone can attend these auctions, and the way it works is like this. The government announces the property and starts the bid at the amount of taxes owed, not at the property value. That means that if a former property owed, say, $10,000 in back taxes on a $250,000 house, the auction bidding begins at $10,000. which is less than pennies in the dollar. At such a cheap price for an entire property, you can imagine just how excited the bidders get, and that causes feeding frenzies, and bids can get 10, 20, even 30 times higher than the asking price. Once the property's been sold for far more than the real estate tax bill, what happens to all that extra money? Well, here's the plot twist. Once the taxes have been taken out, the former owner of the property is legally entitled to all of the extra cash that's generated. The only problem is that they don't know the money is there. And even if they did know about it, they have no idea how to get it from the government. That's why 9 times out of 10, all that extra money, well, it quietly forfeits to the government. If more former property owners knew about this, they would be outraged. But that's why I'm here today. I want to show you how you can help these property owners get that money back while getting paid a generous share of the monies that you help recover.
And the next line is ridiculously predictable. You can do all of this from the comfort of your home using just your smartphone. Now, this is an old scam of checking unclaimed funds held by the state, usually from estates of dead owners. It's legal, but not as easy as the promoters make it sound. The scam works by finding the properties, applying for the cash, skimming off the top as a finder's fee, then sending the balance to the homeowner. Here's another pitch man, an attorney selling a guide on how to do this. He has the most precious of names, Bob Diamond.
Get in on this. Get your piece of the action. This is an absolutely amazing business, and you have the chance to get involved in it, a chance to make a difference for these people that have lost everything. They lost the house. Now they're losing the money that's been generated by the sale of their house. And if you don't get involved, you're missing a huge opportunity for yourself. And no opportunities last forever, and this one is no different. We will close off this opportunity once we get enough people doing it, and you won't see it again. You won't get an opportunity to get involved again. So I want you to get involved. I want you to get checks like the ones that you see on the screen. These are checks that our students have gotten, and you deserve checks like this too. Remember, our students are typically getting 30 to 40% of the amounts that you see flying across your screen. How much different would your life be? How much better would it be if you had on a routine basis 30 or 40% of the amounts you see flying across your screen coming into your bank account. Well, that can be what happens to you, but you have to get started now so you can get your own checks. So what I want you to do is click on the button down below and get involved with the system. When you click on the button, you're going to go straight to our order page where you can put in your order and you can get instant access to the system. You're going to get your user ID and password. You get electronic access to the training. Literally, you can be started learning how to do this in 5 minutes. So just go and get signed up. We even have a payment plan if you need that. So go click on the link, go to the order page and complete what you started. You know this is the right thing to do. You see those checks flying across the screen. You know that this is a big opportunity. And if you don't do this, you are going to regret it for the rest of your life. So get involved now and get your share of that money and help these claimants get their money. So this is Bob Diamond. I look forward to seeing you on training and I look forward to seeing your checks added to our checks video. So get involved now. Click on the link below and get started.
Let me be clear. What he's proposing is not illegal, but like most scams, it preys on the ignorance and greed of the victim. In this case, the victim might be the person who wants to learn how to do it. Like many of these easy money schemes, the student must pay more and more for additional classes to learn how it's done. That investment can be thousands. In reality, claiming the money is easy. Visit the National Association of State Treasurers website, follow its links for searching, discover the state where the money is held, and contact that state's treasurer. You'll be asked to prove you are who you say you are, then you get the money. No one gets a cut. The person getting all the easy money is you. But don't expect a lot. Most of the time, the money is from a forgotten bank account and is less than $25. But for grins, I put my name through the system and found $223 owed to me. The process took less than 10 minutes. If you want to give it a try, go to nast.org. Now, if you try it and a house is involved, a mortgage company will have already taken what it is owed. If the house has been vacant for some time, you may have to invest more money to fix it up than the money you'd get. One other thing, if a broker gets involved, they also get your personal information, like your Social Security number. So let me go back to the beginning. If you want to get rich quick, the best ways are to be born into a rich family, marry into a wealthy family, or get an inheritance from a rich relative. Or, dear listeners, if you'd like to send me $100 a month. If you enjoy the show, please give us a 5-star rating wherever you listen. You hear this all the time on other podcasts because it helps people find us and become subscribers. Your ratings really do make a difference. Thanks for listening.
Scams and Cons is part of the Killer Podcast Network.